everyone. Welcome back to the show once again. Such a pleasure to see our next guest, and this is quickly becoming everyone's favorite show right now. It's a hit.
We're chatting now with two of the Bomb Girls who are in the green room with Steel Panther, so we apologize for that.
Yeah.
Liebert and Jodi Balfour. How are you, ladies?
Doing great.
How was the Steel Panther experience in the green room? Were they gentlemen or were they Steel Panther?
Ali just invented a verb. She said, I just got Steel Panthered. Which is amazing.
They're like a force of nature, aren't they?
But it was so fun taking pictures with them.
Yeah. They're good guys.
Yeah, they really are good guys.
Well, and they were very excited to meet a couple of Bomb Girls as well. They're like, they're the Bomb Girls.
Ali, you've got to tell us about the show. We're a couple episodes in, but tell us about Bomb Girls.
Bomb Girls is the story of a bunch of women who left their homes and went into a factory. It's set in Toronto during the Second World War, and we build bombs. We are the Bomb Girls. We're like Rosie the Riveters.
Yeah. And this is, I mean, the basis of this is historical. This
Canadian
is something
history.
that happened in Canadian history, and what had to happen to have, you know, sort of, like, well,
the
success
men were
isn't
away.
a good word, but
Right.
yeah. How much have you learned just sort of doing this and going through this process about our history, grandparents, great-grandparents, all that stuff?
This one here, she's a nerd. She's a bookworm. So she brought some. Did you return them to the Vancouver Library?
I did.
Jodi, were you doing some research before you started shooting and stuff?
Yeah, I was, of course. You had to. Well, I feel like...
No, you didn't have to. You chose to. That's different.
She lent me some books. And
it's so rare that you get to work on something that is based on real life, right?
True.
So
I have to learn something.
Because most of the time as actors, when you get a character to play, it's stuff that you either build yourself or you work on the backstory yourself.
Yeah.
You
It's
fabricate
modern.
it.
Yeah.
And it's
like a vampire.
You know.
I've done lots of vampire research.
But it's interesting because I mean, not only does it require more work, but it requires a certain accuracy because you're paying homage to, you know, a really strong movement that changed a lot of societal structures.
Especially because the writers of the show are doing so much work, right? So much research that you have to step up to the plate and do your part as well, you know? Fill the character from the inside out with what we have to work with, which is stuff that is in the Vancouver Library.
And Ali, tell us about the character that you play.
Oh, I play the best character on the show.
Of course.
My character's name is Betty McRae. She's a prairie girl, and she's also the best factory worker.
Yeah, she's got a rough past, though, too, man.
She does. She trains the new girls, and like this one here.
Jodi, your character comes in at this point because she is, all the girls are very diverse and very different, but your background is far different from most of the other characters on the show.
It is. It stands apart, for sure. I guess, well, I come in initially to be a secretary, right? And even that's quite shocking for my family, the fact that I'm going to work as a woman.
She doesn't even need the job.
She wants to work.
Grudges.
A little unusual.
Right, it is. And back then, I think, as we say, it was unusual enough for women to go into a workplace, never mind someone of my social caliber and like my financial standing, so to speak. And then I arrive, I see what the real ladies are doing, and it's just way too captivating.
And it's a complete
the real ladies,
adjustment.
right over back here to Ali.
The real ladies.
Ali, we have to talk about the look of the show too, because the costume department they did a great job. How much fun is it to immerse yourself into a character when you have all that around you?
It was amazing, and our costume designer, she had the whole room with all these amazing photos, and for my character, because I have a lot of sweet pants and sort of a masculine.
You are
type
kind of you're a bit of a pants wearer in the show, yeah.
But Katharine Hepburn of the time, we have a lot of her great sort of images. Who did they use as your image?
There was a lot of Veronica Lake, even despite the blonde brunette thing, but in terms of like
I could see that
style and bearing and carriage.
Who else? She was my main sort of icon of the time. Yours was Katharine Hepburn. Each of us there were these incredible mood boards pasted all around the production house.
Joanne Hansen is incredible.
Genius.
Well, and you can see it in the show because it becomes immersive. I mean, as you're watching it as an audience member as well, you know, it feels right, it looks right, it sounds right. Like, it's amazing how all those elements come together. And how was this for you? Because you look at this cast, and you know, we had Meg Tilly on not too long, and we've known her for a few years.
You guys must have had fun, all the girls.
But this is her first sort of jump back into acting after a really long break, and we talked to her about that, and she's so enthusiastic about this project, and I get that from everybody that's involved. How was it when you guys all got together and started going through this as actors and actresses?
Do you remember the first table read?
Yes, I was thinking of our first meeting though in a coffee shop. It was like an awkward first date because we were both, we shot the series in Toronto and we don't live in Toronto, so we met at a coffee shop and it felt like a weird internet date. We were like,
So you guys both knew you were cast?
yeah, it's like, I'm wearing a blue shirt. Yeah, no, it was incredible. All the girls are amazing. We really clicked. Not that actresses usually don't get along, but our class was our class.
Our class. Like, we're the class of, like...
Where did I go?
Yeah, a little Freudian there. Back to school.
Class of bomb girls.
Yeah,
no, we hung out all the time, especially Jodi and I.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
you
spent
guys
a
are-
lot of time
we want to
together.
get to that as well. Who wants to set this up?
She's smarter than me.
Come on, bookworm.
So this, I believe it's from episode 1, and we are not on the best of terms,
We're
Gladys and Betty.
frenemies. We're frenemies in modern day terms.
There's a certain level of admiration coming from me and a certain level of disdain coming from her, and we meet in the bathroom of dance.
That means she just said dance, but that means like a dance hall.
Dance.
Oh, okay, thank you for...
Thanks for translating.
We should actually have you do
Here's a
translation.
scene from Bum Girls.
Truly, you're better than you think. So long as folks can see my feet. Gladys, you can sure cut a rug. I've never had a pair before. May I?
Be my guest.
My goodness, they're so soft.
And surprisingly warm.
You want to help the war effort, Princess? Try not wasting silk.
You sound like my mother.
No, I'm nothing like you rich gits. Their big silky security blankets.
Betty, you think you're all brave now because you walked inside a factory?
But what have you ever done your whole life? One thing that ever scared you? Oh, that's right. Nothing.
Take them. They're yours.
And there we are, the frenemies in the modern term once again. So I know you guys, there's always sensitivities about how much you reveal and stuff, but you know, I think even historically, because this changed so much about how women felt about their role in society, all these things, how much do the characters develop in their relationships to each other throughout this show, and how much of that becomes the fabric moving forward?
I think, I mean, the backdrop of the war and the bomb factory, I use the word backdrop and probably incorrectly, but it is an incredible foundation, but the show becomes about the human relationships, really, more than anything else.
And just as a little thing, when you say bomb, sometimes it sounds like bum, so it sounds like a bum factory. Yeah. When we're working in the bum factory.
That means she should just talk.
Do you know? We were getting our hair did this morning, and the girls were like, we're saying, we're going to be on Urban Rush today, because I tried to do my hair yesterday, it didn't work out, and so we were getting our hair done, and the girls were like, what's your show? And she's like, Bum Girls, and she was like, she was judging us, and I was like, bomb. We're on bomb. Like we build bombs.
Girls.
Careful how you pronounce it, but Bomb Girls airs 8 o'clock Wednesdays on Global. Make sure that you check it out. I like Bum Girls too. You guys should start a band.
It's my bugbear when she says that.
You guys.
We're gonna take a break.